What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. Smash that like button and subscribe as soon as you guys come in. And yeah, man, I want to talk Floyd Money Mayweather, man. Talking about your boy, the current champion at 150, excuse me, the former champion at 147 pounds. And he was champion at 154 pounds. I'm not sure if they stripped him yet or not, but he definitely was a champion at 154 pounds. Um, but now he's trying to move up. He's trying to move up. He's trying to move up and you know test his greatness with you know the one and only Canelo Alvarez, you guys. So, Terence Crawford is set to take on Canelo Alvarez in September. And that's a big matchup. That's a big matchup, man. And that's a matchup I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see that matchup, man. Oh my goodness, that was quick. That was quick. But yeah, man, like I said, Terence Crawford, he's looking like he's on par to be, one of the best fighters of this era. But this is a tall task. You know, Canelo Alvarez has been at 168 pounds for some time now. And Terence Crawford is, to be honest, coming up from 100, you know, technically he's coming up from 154 pounds. But I think he could have still made 147. And the only reason why he went up is because there was more. He wanted to chase greatness. And he felt like he wiped out the 147-pound division by, you know, stopping and knocking out Earl Spence Jr. Um, it was one of those things where, a lot of people thought that Terence Crawford was going to be, you know, he possibly could have lost that fight, you know, against Earl Spence Jr., but that solidified him and a lot of his achievements beating Earl Spence Jr. A lot of people did not think that Terence Bud Crawford could beat Earl Spence Jr. A lot of people out there were saying that, leading up into that fight that, Earl Spence Jr. was too much for him. It's shark season, you know, and all of this stuff. And, Terence Crawford just went in there and handled business for sure. And you guys got to understand, you guys got to give credit where credit is due. Terence Crawford showed you guys that, not only can he fight a guy, in Earl Spence Jr., um, which a lot of people thought was his equal, um, and not only can he fight him, put the pride to the side and actually fight him, okay, but stop him. Earl Spence leading up into that fight was undefeated. He had never lost. He had beat, the who's who. He beat Sean Porter. He beat you guys. He beat Danny Garcia. He beat a lot of big names in the welterweight division. And he ran through all of them, you know. And then here comes Terence Bud Crawford, you know, letting him know that, hey, I know you're doing great things over there, but I'm doing great things over here as well. And I think that if Terence Crawford would have had gotten that Manny Pacquiao fight, which he was supposed to get, but it just didn't pan out for him, I think that a lot of fans would have been looking at that fight and him different because the things he could have possibly did to Manny Pacquiao, I think at that time, Manny Pacquiao was going downhill. I think the best days of Manny Pacquiao was over by the time they were ready to fight. and I think he could have possibly stopped Manny Pacquiao. Um, but yeah, man, I just right now they're talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. That's a really good fight. Um, but Terence Crawford is gonna have to get acclimated to the weight, But right now, um, if you guys didn't know, um, they're saying right now that Terence Crawford, you know, Floyd Mayweather is saying that he thinks Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter ever. Well, excuse me, right now. Not ever. I guess, Floyd Mayweather will probably have something to say with the whole ever situation, but yeah, man, I think that this is I think this is dope that, Floyd Mayweather can actually give, you know, um Terrence Bud Crawford some congratulations and, hold him to a highest honor. I know a lot of people are saying, well, Mayweather there's an agenda behind this, there's an agenda behind this. Maybe he's pumping Terrence Crawford up to, to saying that he's all great and he's doing this and he's doing that. And, as soon as Canelo Alvarez goes in and tries to stop, Terrence Bud Crawford, well, I said that, Terrence Crawford was the best, but I actually beat the best, which is Canelo Alvarez, So I think he can fall back on that if Canelo Alvarez wins. Um, not saying that he's trying to, throw shade or anything like that, but some people would say that. Some people would say that, Floyd Money Mayweather, for whatever reason, you know, throws shade at certain fighters. I know him and Javante Tank Davis has had their back and forth battles. Um, but it's looking like Terrence Crawford and Money Mayweather are they're on the same accord right now. They have a mutual respect for each other, you know, which is nothing wrong with that. I think that that's a good thing. Um, I think that that's a really good thing. Canelo Alvarez, look, man, for whatever you guys say about Canelo Alvarez brings it. Every time he steps in that ring, he brings it. And I think fighting a smaller guy like Terrence Bud Crawford, I think we could possibly, I'm gonna be honest, we could possibly see a stoppage both ways. And I haven't said this in a lot of fights. You know, I haven't said this in a lot of fights before. This is a fight that I can say that on this fight, because both guys are coming in, I'm pretty sure the build up is gonna be crazy. Um, but let's just be honest. Terrence Crawford is not fighting until September. He's made note of that. He doesn't want any tune-ups. He doesn't want any fights in between to possibly derail this mega, mega fight with Canelo Alvarez that's on the books for September. Um, but Canelo Alvarez is fighting somebody, and he's got to get by who's in front of him first. Canelo Alvarez has an undefeated Cuban fighter in front of him, and he's got to get by him first, and then we can talk and see what Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford can do. But long as you got a live body in front of you, and it's an undefeated fighter at that, you got to beat him first. You're gonna have to go in there and beat him first, and you're gonna have to show us that you can, beat still these, quote unquote top guys. Because the reason why I put quotation marks around that is because I don't know who's coming up with these numbers, but they're saying that, the guy that Canelo Alvarez is supposed to be fighting, I'm not gonna mention his name right now, but I'm gonna be honest. I think we should be seeing a Crawford fight, but we're getting this, I guess appetizer in between. Um, you guys all know Terence Crawford is chasing greatness. He's gonna try to beat Money Mayweather's record of 50-0. He's got 9 or 10 more fights to go. And we're gonna see where we are going to see. But what do you guys think in the comment section when you guys rewatch this? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Terence Crawford has enough to derail Canelo Alvarez? Or do you guys feel like Canelo Alvarez has enough to obliterate Terence Crawford with his style, finesse, and power? You know, I know that, Terence Crawford systematically is going to try to break down Canelo Alvarez. This is going to be a mental warfare, you guys, between two great fighters. Canelo Alvarez, which some would say is kind of slipping a little bit, but some would say Terence Crawford is slipping a little bit. So, you know, um, especially after seeing what, Virgil Ortiz did to Crawford's last opponent. Um, I think Virgil Ortiz looked really, really good in that fight. I think he even looked better than Terence Crawford looked against, I believe it's Magnumov. I'm not trying to butcher his name, you guys, but he looked good. He looked really good, and there's some big fights for Terence Crawford, at 154 pounds. You got Charlo saying that he's back. He's taking throne. He's taking, all comers to at 154 pounds, and he's saying he's gonna be at 154 pounds you know, to it's time for him. And I think Charlo coming back to 154 pounds is a good thing. Because I want to see what he can do. We know he lost to Canelo Alvarez. But we want to see what Jamel Charlo can do at 154 pounds. But yeah, man, I wanted to come on here, talk my little bit of boxing, man, break down this fight real quick. I think both fighters are really game. But like I said, Canelo Alvarez has got a fighter in front of him. And we gotta see. We gotta see what Canelo Alvarez can do. But shout out to Floyd Money Mayweather for shouting out and showing respect to Terence Bud Crawford, by saying he's, pound for pound the best fighter in boxing right now out of all fighters. He's saying Terence Crawford is numero uno, number one. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Terence Crawford is number one? Do you guys think he's number two? Do you guys think he's number three? Where do you guys put Terence Crawford on your pound for pound list? And do you guys think that Terence Crawford is going to be able to, handle the firepower that Canelo Alvarez is definitely gonna bring that night? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, peace.